Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a thriller mystery film, Tell No One. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film begins with a nighttime dinner at a country home where most main characters share laughter around the table. One of them, Alex, has been in medical school for 9 years. The following day, Alex takes his wife, Margaret, to a secluded lake, Lake Charmaine, where they have childhood memories and a carved heart with their initials M+A on a tree near it. There, Margaret uses his pocket knife to add an additional hash mark to the many present below. After that, they return to the lake and go skinny dipping. After nightfall, the two end up snuggling on a wooden raft in the lake's center. What was supposed to be a beautiful day ends up in an argument as Margaret comments about Alex's cold relationship with his sister. Pissed off, Margaret leaves the raft and swims back to the shore to check on the dog left in the car, while Alex stays there. However, he suddenly hears Margaret's cry for help, so he immediately swims back to the shore. But as he attempts to leave the water using the dock ladder, someone knocks him unconscious. Alex falls back into the water, and the scene fast forwards to 8 years later, with him arriving at a hospital where he works as a practicing pediatrician. While working, Alex hears a commotion outside and immediately rushes to the scene after seeing a thug-looking man named Bruno holding his son in his arms and demanding to see him. Bruno only trusts him with his hemophiliac son, who had fallen off the couch. Alex provides an assurance and carries Bruno's son into the emergency room. Later that day in a restaurant, Alex meets up with Helene, his sister's lover. He discovers through the newspapers that 2 male bodies were found near Lake Charmaine. Alex dismisses that and discusses his plan to meet Margaret's mother to commemorate her death. This worries her, so Alex promises to come by their house after visiting Margaret's mother. As he returns to the hospital, Alex sees Bruno outside, so he stops to check in on him. Bruno gives Alex his phone number and other things as a thank you, but he only takes the phone number. Alex tells him he will call when his son comes out of surgery. As he returns to his office, Alex sees a new email with the subject M+A with slashes. He counts the slash marks first before opening the email, which contains a link and a message with the words "Open link, anniversary, and 6:15 p.m. Alex clicks the link, but it doesn't open, and just then, his secretary informs him that a police sergeant would like to speak with him in an urgent matter. The sergeant soon arrives, and they discuss the 2 male bodies found buried near the lake. The men remain unidentified, so they need the siblings' signatures to excavate further on the family's property. The sergeant adds that they found a baseball bat with the bodies containing type B positive blood, a rare blood type Alex possesses, pissing him off. In the past, Alex was cleared of Margaret's murder as it was later attributed to a serial killer whose victims are all women. However, it doesn't make sense that Alex got knocked unconscious into the water and later found unconscious on the docks. The following day, on Margaret's 8th death anniversary, Alex anxiously waits for the clock to hit 6:15 p.m. so he can check his email. As soon as 6:15 p.m. arrives, Alex opens the link, revealing a CCTV camera focused on a pair of escalators at a shopping mall. As he watches, a woman who looks like Margaret walks into the frame, turns to the camera, and slowly mutters, but Alex can't hear her. After that, she turns around and walks away, leaving Alex dumbfounded. Despite that, he checks his emails and finds another email from an anonymous sender. It contains instructions for him to open and log into an email tomorrow at 8:15 p.m., providing him with the username and password, and warning him not to tell anyone as they are watching. Later that day, Alex confronts his father-in-law, an ex-police officer, regarding how positive he was when he identified his daughter's body after the murder. This irritates and offends his father-in-law that he eventually asks Alex to leave. After visiting them, Alex goes straight to Helene's apartment, where he shares the emails he had received and shows her the link to the CCTV camera. Alex believes the footage was taken outside France, as it's depicted in daylight while it is nighttime in Paris. While visiting Helene, Alex's sister is participating in an equestrian meet sponsored by Gilbert in honor of his son, an equestrian jumping champion who died 8 years ago. After the meeting, the sister comes home and announces that she placed second. She says she's too tired and will go to bed, ignoring Helene's invitation for dinner. As Alex returns home and stares at his computer displaying the footage, 2 men at an unknown location are viewing and discussing the same 2 emails Alex has received. The tech geek informs the thug boss that the emails are anonymous and the accounts are created at times the emails are sent. He adds that his computer is connected to Alex's, so he would know when Alex goes online. The following day, several policemen await Alex as he arrives at the hospital. The captain and his partner invite him to the police station, where they ask him about a woman named Juliette Langlois. Alex informs him that Juliette is Margaret's middle name, while Langlois is the street name she lived growing up. The captain then asks if he ever beat Margaret, before showing photographs of her bruised and battered. Alex denies such accusations, as he never would hurt her. In the next scene, Alex is seen in a car with a high-powered woman attorney hired by Helene. Alex had never seen the photos until the police showed them to him, so he tells the attorney that he was doing his residency in Bordeaux when Margaret got in a car accident with a friend, Charlotte. The attorney tells him it's suspicious to charge him with domestic violence after 8 years. That afternoon, Alex visits Charlotte, a photographer with whom he hasn't communicated since Margaret's death. Charlotte admonishes Alex for not staying in touch, but Alex tells her that he just can't do it. Alex then asks about the accident and the photos, and Charlotte reveals that there was never an accident. She explains that Margaret showed up bruised and beaten one night and instructed her to tell that she was in a car accident, should Alex ever ask. She denies taking the pictures and assures Alex that it's the only time Margaret has lied to him. As he walks toward his car, Alex notices a woman standing outside. Alex ignores her and returns home, where he searches through Margaret's stuff and finds her daily planner calendar 8 years ago. In there, he finds an appointment. Alex calls the number, but the woman on the phone tells him that the attorney is not in the office. Simultaneously, the two policemen show the photographs to Margaret's parents. The heartbroken wife leaves the room as asked, while Margaret's father discusses further details with the police. The two policemen make a case for Alex, murdering his wife for the £200,000 on her life insurance. They disclose that the photos were from a safety deposit box under Juliette Langlois, and the key was found in one of the men's pockets at the lake. Meanwhile, Alex meets up with Helene, who tells him that the police will attempt to shake him up regarding the emails he received. Later that night, the thug boss and a woman thug, the same woman Alex saw before he left, tortures Charlotte at her studio, forcing her to tell Margaret's whereabouts. At that same time, Alex and Helene are in his apartment, where they attempt to open the email account provided in the last email. However, they are unsuccessful, but then Alex discovers that his computer is actively linked to another computer, and he only has one. After receiving a call that Helene and Alex have left the apartment, the thug boss shoots Charlotte twice, killing her. Alex takes his dog for a walk and enters an internet boutique. He enters a different account than the one on the email, but it is valid, and he finally gets to read Margaret's message. He's instructed to go to a park near the bandstand tomorrow at 5 p.m. The following day, Alex stops by the morgue and asks the coroner about Margaret's file and her autopsy photos. The coroner informs him that the records are not there, and he must file a request to get them, which he does. Meanwhile, the police arrived at Charlotte's studio after her associate called them. While the forensics are busy, the police interview the associate. He informs them that Charlotte was with a gentleman named Alex before he left work. After hearing this, the police immediately send a team of officers to Alex's apartment, where they find some gloves in the trash can and a handgun taped to the desk's backside. Meanwhile, while working, Alex receives a call from the attorney informing him of Charlotte's murder, and the police are on their way to the hospital to arrest him after finding the murder weapon in his apartment. The attorney instructs him to sit tight and not say anything. However, Alex refuses to do so and checks the hallway before escaping through his office window, where the police see him. After a harrowing and long chase, Alex hides in the dumpster until the police arrive, before he calls Bruno. After another chase, Bruno's men distract the police and get Alex into the back of his car. Meanwhile, the captain reveals to his partner that he called the attorney to tip off Alex. Alex is not stupid enough to hide the murder weapon in his apartment, stop at the coroner's office to request Margaret's autopsy report, and even go to work. The partner warns him that it might lead to reopening the serial killer's murder case, but the captain doesn't care about that, as he only wants to find and know the truth. On the other hand, Bruno comes with Alex to the attorney's office, where Alex questions him about his connection with Margaret. The attorney explains that he represented the suspect who had been accused of killing Philippe, the son of Gilbert. Margaret came forward as the suspect's alibi on the night of Philippe's murder, claiming she was counseling him. However, no one believed that, as Philippe was murdered at 11 p.m., and Margaret eventually admitted to having an affair with the suspect for 2 months. They then track down the suspect, and Alex cannot stop himself from beating him, as he was once sleeping with his wife. Bruno and his associates step in and stop the fight before it escalates. The suspect humiliates Alex by telling him how Margaret enjoyed their rough hormone exchange. Alex then bluffs that Margaret was with him the night Philippe was murdered and could invalidate the suspect's alibi and land him in jail. The suspect falls for it and confirms that he never had an affair with Margaret. He simply went along with what she told him to do, as she was the one who got him released from murder charges. After that, the trio returns to the vehicle. At 5 p.m., Alex goes to the park and waits on a bench near the bandstand. Unbeknownst to him, 4 men, including the thug boss, the woman thug, and the man who sat next to him in the internet boutique, are staking out from within a van parked near the entrance. A woman with a stroller sits beside Alex, whom the group mistakenly thinks is Margaret. Not long after, Margaret in the flesh approaches Alex from behind, but when she sees a man with a walkie-talkie, she aborts the meeting and leaves through one of the gates. The group misses the real Margaret, as they're too focused on the woman with the stroller. Alex catches a glimpse of Margaret leaving and attempts to catch up with her, but as he exits the gate, the thug boss signals to take him captive. After that, he leaves the van and lets his men torture Alex for some information on Margaret. When the van stops at the stoplight, Bruno and his associate hijack it and kill 2 of the thug boss men. Bruno shoots the woman twice, but she walks away like nothing happened, so Bruno follows her. Bruno is ready to reshoot her as they get around the corner, but the woman thug coughs up blood before falling. Bruno leaves her alone and flees the scene with his car. Meanwhile, while the captain is parked outside the morgue reading Margaret's autopsy report, he receives a call informing him that Alex has purchased a ticket for a flight to Buenos Aires. Simultaneously, the thug boss is at the home of the vastly wealthy Gilbert, who tells him that he cannot accept that Margaret may still be alive while his son is dead. On the other hand, as Margaret stands to board her flight, she catches a glimpse of the televised news. The news flash shows the murder of Charlotte and the escaped suspect, Alex. Although utterly shocked, Margaret proceeds to board, but then she changes her mind and leaves. Simultaneously, the captain and his partner learn from a clerk that a woman bought a seat adjacent to Alex 5 minutes apart. They immediately run to the gate and catch the boarding passengers, only to discover that neither person has boarded. Alex calls the attorney and tells her he can prove that he didn't kill Charlotte. Meanwhile, the captain stops Helene, telling her he needs her help to find Alex as he believes he's innocent. He adds that Margaret's photos have been removed from the autopsy report, and according to it, Margaret was a heroin addict. He then lets her examine the report. Helene returns home, where Alex's sister confesses that she was the one who took photos of Margaret, and it was Philippe who had beaten her up. A brief argument ensues as it all makes sense. The sister kept it a secret because she was riding Gilbert's horses, but it gets interrupted when the attorney calls to ask for a picture of Alex's dog to prove his alibi. As she prints the dog's picture, the attorney gives it to the district attorney and explains that there are witnesses to prove that Alex was in the internet boutique the night of Charlotte's murder. She wants the DA to do a press release that Alex is only wanted for questioning. The following day, Alex's sister apologizes for the problems she has caused by keeping half of the truth a secret. The ladies then leave him to the captain and his partner, who also apologize and provide him a copy of the autopsy report. As he analyzes the report, he notices that the dead woman is much taller than Margaret. The dead woman's photos are missing, believed to be stolen by Margaret's father, as he was the only person to request them. Alex leaves without a word, but the captain and his partner follow him outside, but Alex drives to his in-laws' house. As he walks into the kitchen, Margaret's father pulls a gun on him from behind and frisks him before holding him at gunpoint. He then reveals the whole truth about what happened 8 years ago. 2 months before Margaret's disappearance, a boy from the Children's Trust came to her, distressed, and told her that he had been molested by Philippe. Margaret confronted him while Alex was in Bordeaux. The plan was for Margaret to extract a confession, so her father, who's waiting outside, could arrest Philippe. However, when Margaret confronts him, Philippe retaliates and beats Margaret mercilessly. Margaret's father cannot stand watching, so he enters the house and shoots Philippe twice with Alex's father's gun. As he tells the story, the police are listening via a wire worn by Alex. Suddenly, the wire gets static, so they momentarily lose signal, but it quickly returns. They then hear Margaret's father talking about the suspect, whom he had planned to take the fall for Philippe's murder. However, Margaret couldn't stand the idea of a fall guy, so she provided an alibi to get him off. She then placed the photos of herself beaten up in a safe deposit box and contacted Gilbert to warn him that she was holding incriminating evidence against Philippe. But Gilbert has half of the police and politicians on his payroll, so he tapped Gilbert's phone because he knew Gilbert would contact Margaret. Gilbert hired 2 men to kill Margaret and retrieve evidence, but Margaret's father outwitted him. He paid one of the men to change the plan and staged Margaret's death. He pulls Alex's body out of the water, uses a drug user's body, and mutilates her face, so she would be unrecognizable. After his plan works, Margaret's father kills the 2 men, buries their bodies 100 kilometers away, and further stages the scene to appear like it's done by the serial killer. He also lies to Margaret that Alex has died, so she would not return. He ends her to Spain and has not contacted her since. Margaret's father admits that the only mistake in his otherwise perfect plan was that he forgot to remove the safe deposit box key from the man who had taken it from Margaret's purse. He then talks about Alex's father, a trainer at the stables. 6 months ago, Alex's father discovered Philippe molesting the other kids and filed a complaint that Margaret's father wrote. However, Gilbert simply tears the complaint into pieces and kills Alex's father in a staged hunting accident. Margaret's father then provides him with an envelope containing all of Gilbert's crimes, but Alex grabs the gun and holds him at gunpoint, enraged. Alex almost pulls the trigger, but he regains his senses and decides to leave the house. The SWAT awaits him outside along with the captain. A gunshot is heard as he closes the door, but Alex dismisses that, gives the envelope to the police, removes the wire, and walks off. In the next scene, the police finally arrest Gilbert, who's watching the jumping show in honor of his son. Meanwhile, Alex has a flashback as he drives to Lake Charmaine. It reveals that Margaret's father deliberately turns up the TV static volume to suppress the conversation. He knows that Alex was wearing a wire when he frisked him up. The truth is that Philippe storms out of the house after beating Margaret, but she pulls herself up, grabs several shells from the drawer, and goes out and shoots him twice. Shortly after, Margaret's father arrives at the scene, meaning he had taken the fall for Margaret. Alex stands before the tree containing their initials and hash marks. The film ends with Alex breaking down into tears as he hears Margaret walking from behind, finally reuniting with her. This is Daniel's CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.